When you wake up every morning, imagine yourself grounded, centered, and balanced, regardless of what the day may bring. Envision navigating life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. Finding inner peace, undisturbed by external chaos, isn't just a distant dream. It's a way of life. Today, we delve into a topic that goes beyond understanding Stoic philosophy. It's about recognizing and transforming our behaviors as we journey through life. Stoicism teaches us how to live virtuously and find joy in life. It's about carefully working on what we can change while accepting what we cannot, acknowledging the power of our inner strength regardless of external circumstances. Wisdom and tranquility, Stoic principles, guide us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, to value simplicity over complexity, and to seek satisfaction on our own terms. However, in our modern journey through life, we often find ourselves straying from these principles, entangled in habits and mindsets that deviate from Stoic ideals. These anti-Stoic behaviors hinder our personal and philosophical development, preventing us from fully experiencing life's richness. Before diving into the depths of Stoic transformative wisdom and embodying Stoic virtues such as courage, justice, wisdom, and moderation, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, not just as a mere spectator, but as an active participant in this journey of personal growth. Remember, you are different from the majority for choosing to embrace this path, making you an exception. Therefore, don't skip any part of the video. Each section is a crucial step that will help you understand and integrate Stoic practices into your life. In a world bombarded by advertisements and consumer culture, it's easy to believe that happiness lies in the next purchase or possession. However, Stoicism encourages us to find fulfillment and happiness within ourselves, teaching us that the pursuit of material wealth can often distract us from true success. Stoics believe that by focusing on our inner selves, our character, virtues, and actions, we can find a deeper and more lasting form of joy. How can we apply this wisdom in our daily lives? We want to focus on obtaining the experiences we desire and cherishing moments that truly enrich our lives. These are not about things we buy, but about experiences we live and relationships we nurture. A meaningful conversation with a friend, a breathtaking hike in nature, or the satisfaction of personal growth. These are the joys that shape who we are and who we aspire to be. Let's challenge ourselves to value simplicity and authenticity over extravagance and showmanship. By doing so, we not only free ourselves from the endless cycle of desire, but also open our hearts to the genuine happiness that comes with living in accordance with Stoic principles. Remember, what defines our legacy is not what we accumulate, but the wisdom we gain, the love we share, and the inner peace, contentment, sharing, and following count that may seem to directly measure our worth in a world where it can seem like our self-esteem is tied to the approval of others. But here's something to consider when we tie our self-respect to the approval of others. We're cultivating our emotions. Having a self on very shaky ground is like building a house on sand. A slight tide can sweep everything away. Stoicism, with its profound wisdom, offers us a solid foundation by urging us to shed that mask. All humans are inherently social beings, and since connection is vital, it doesn't mean we should be indifferent to others or completely reject feedback. What Stoicism teaches is the art of discernment, the ability to take in external opinions, compare these with our internal compass, and decide which feedback can help us grow. It's about being secure in who we are and our personal development journey, regardless of applause or criticism. So, the next time you catch yourself seeking approval or feeling influenced by someone else's opinion, pause and ask yourself, am I seeking approval to grow or to fill the void of self-doubt? Remember, your worth doesn't diminish because someone else fails to see it. You are the guardian of your value, and it lies in your inner virtues, actions, and behaviors, the honesty that truly defines you. Have you ever caught yourself replaying a conversation in your head multiple times or constantly worrying about a future event based on deep thoughts? We feel trapped in a loop playing chords of regret, anxiety, and fear, yet the real moment of value slips through our fingers as we immerse ourselves in deep thoughts about the past or future. With the rich history of practical wisdom, Stoicism offers us a lifeline from this cycle. Stoics were not just philosophers, they were practitioners. They were realists who understood the value of focusing on the present. While we may not be able to change the past or control the future, they taught us that by anchoring ourselves in the present moment, we can influence the now, freeing ourselves from the deep thought chains that bind us to things we cannot change or predict. But how do we do this? How do we pull ourselves out of the shadows of the past or the mist of the future? The answer lies in practicing mindfulness and cultivating gratitude. When you find yourself immersed in deep thoughts, pause, take a deep breath, look around, notice the colors, feel the textures. This simple act of mindfulness can bring you back to the present moment and ground you in the reality of the now. And then, amidst the rumination, there is gratitude. It's easy to overlook the blessings we have in the present moment by consciously acknowledging the blessings we currently have. We shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, from fear to appreciation. Stoicism teaches us that it's not external events that disturb us, but our judgments about them, made by choice. Focusing on the present moment and cultivating a sense of gratitude not only breaks the cycle of rumination, but also aligns us with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with nature, which means embracing the ever-evolving flow of life in this context. Remember, every time you pull yourself from the past or the future to the present, you strengthen a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger that muscle gets, and the less impact rumination has on you. By living in the present without learning from the past, and being prepared for the future without succumbing to anxiety, we embody the essence of Stoic wisdom. Stoics have understood that change is not only an inevitable part of life, but also a necessary one. They have seen change as the natural order of the universe, presenting transitions as a dance. Instead of resisting change, they advocate for embracing it and accepting it as a path. Becoming more resilient, adaptable, and ultimately more in tune with the flow of life means seeing change not as a threat, but as a way of exploration. This presents us with opportunities at every moment, a fresh start with every breath. Stoics remind us that regardless of what happens, life itself is a gift, and accepting it and dancing with it is true wisdom. Imagine yourself moving through the day based on the present moment, free from the burdens of trivial worries. Having a mind free from trivial worries is not just a pleasant fantasy, but a practical reality that Stoicism invites us to embrace. So how do we start letting go of these insignificant preoccupations? It begins with mindfulness. When you catch yourself falling into the trap of minor worries, ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Is this within my control? If the answer is no, grant yourself permission to let it go. Redirect your focus consciously from worry to something under your control. Stoicism encourages us to approach life with a broader perspective and reminds us of the transience of our experiences when we step back and see our lives in a broader time and space context. In the space where we realize that most of our worries are not only insignificant, but also temporary. This awareness can be deeply liberating. It can promote tranquility and equanimity, even in the midst of life's inevitable fluctuations. However, Stoicism not only teaches us to detach from trivial worries, but also guides us towards what is right. Channeling our mental energy to connect with life more meaningfully, to channel it into pursuits that enrich our lives and the lives of others, to deepen our relationships, develop our talents, contribute to our communities, and build a legacy that reflects our highest values is a powerful path to take. Let's consider what seeking revenge really brings us. Does it heal our wounds, or does it just create new ones? Stoics teach us that seeking revenge is a trap. It's an instinctive reaction that takes us away from our rational selves and pushes us down the path of anger and hurt. However, when we succumb to these impulses, we allow someone else's actions to control our emotions and dictate our mood. Instead, empower someone over us. Stoicism advocates for forgiveness and understands that it's not about condoning wrongdoing or pretending it didn't happen. It's about acknowledging that holding on to anger harms us more than it does the other person. It's about choosing to free ourselves. We liberate ourselves from the toxic grip of resentment and bitterness. But how do we do this? How do we release these powerful emotions and move towards forgiveness? It starts with accepting our emotions, allowing ourselves to feel hurt or angry without judgment. Stoicism doesn't want us to suppress our emotions, but to understand them and question the influence they have over us. Particularly when we feel hurt, this is not easy, but it can be incredibly enlightening. Often the person who wronged us is acting from their own pain, fear, or misunderstanding. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help us see them as less personal, more human. Here's where the real power of Stoicism comes into play, guiding us towards focus. We can't control others' actions, but we can control our reactions by choosing forgiveness. This empowers us to reclaim our power. We decide that we won't be defined by others' wrongs or consumed by negative emotions. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning. It means making a conscious choice to let go of anger. It means choosing to heal and make peace with our hearts. And when we do that, we align ourselves with Stoic virtues, making conscious choices about how we spend our time, ensuring our activities align with our deepest values and contribute to our personal and moral development. Stoics remind us that while we may not control the length of our lives, we do control their depth and richness. They prompt us to ask ourselves, are we just passing time, or are we truly living now? Think about how you spend a typical day. How much of your time is dedicated to activities that truly matter to you? How much is wasted on, or even spent on things you wouldn't do? Remember that it's easy to fall into the trap of mindlessly scrolling through social media, watching TV shows, or getting caught up in other people's dramas a week from now. But imagine what could be if you channelized that time back by engaging in pursuits that truly enrich your soul, elevate your existence. Taking control of your time can be an enlightening exercise for a week. Keep track of how you spend every hour of your day. Review your journal honestly and comprehensively at the end of the week, and identify patterns of how much time is spent. Activities that align with your values, contribute to your growth, bring you real happiness, and show how much time is wasted on things that don't matter in the long run, can start making conscious choices about how to spend your time armed with this insight. You'll spend more hours learning a new skill, nurturing your relationships, engaging in creative pursuits, or just being present. Perhaps you'll decide to volunteer to give back to your community or spend more time in nature. Details vary from person to person, but the basic principle remains the same for every individual. Living in alignment with your values, making the most of the precious time given to you. It's important to remember that time is valuable and how it's spent matters. Don't forget to regularly ask yourself, is this how I want to spend my limited time? Am I investing in activities that enrich my soul and contribute to my growth? This not only honors the tradition of Stoic resilience, but also can create a deeply satisfying and meaningful life. Spending our lives just thinking about problems or worrying can prevent us from seeing the beauties and cast a long, dark shadow over us. However, with a Stoic mindset, we can learn to focus on what is under our control and adopt a positive perspective. Instead of focusing on problems, seeking solutions directs our energy towards finding solutions. MetaNet encourages us to develop a proactive, solution-focused mindset. Instead of seeing problems as obstacles to be overcome, we view them as opportunities for growth. This attitude fosters resilience and flexibility, helping us gracefully navigate life's inevitable challenges. MetaNet emphasizes inner peace. Rather than dwelling on problems, we learn to take action and adopt a positive attitude. This not only provides a strategy for solving problems, but also offers a path to a more fulfilling and happy life. MetaNet teaches us to deal with impulsivity and align our actions with our values. Starting with awareness, we can observe our impulses and reactions. Then, by directing our focus towards solutions rather than problems and embracing a positive attitude, we can initiate change. Learning to appreciate rather than complain is also part of MetaNet. By cultivating a positive outlook, we motivate ourselves towards a more satisfying life and positively impact those around us. In conclusion, embracing a Stoic mindset guides us towards a happier, more fulfilling, and meaningful life. By paying attention to how we spend our time, adopting a solution-focused attitude, and cultivating a sense of appreciation, we can improve our lives. This change begins with awareness and becomes a habit over time.